Why? Caryn Chandler was arrested today. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of Little People, Big World, you're in for a wild ride today. We're diving deep into a story that's been brewing behind the scenes of one of reality TV's most beloved families. It's a tale of big dreams, shattered love, and a shocking twist no one saw coming. We're talking about Matt Roloff, patriarch of the Roloff family, selling his brand new Oregon house for a jaw-dropping $1.5 million, and his official separation from fiancée Caryn Chandler, and the bombshell news of Caryn's arrest. This isn't just another celebrity update. It's a roller coaster of emotions and unexpected turns that'll leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the Roloffs. So grab a snack, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. Let's set the stage. Matt Roloff has been a household name since Little People, Big World first aired back in 2006 on TLC. For nearly 2 decades, we've watched him navigate life as a little person, raise his 4 kids, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob, and manage the sprawling 109-acre Roloff Farms in Helvetia, Oregon. The farm isn't just a backdrop for the show, it's practically a character itself. Pumpkin season, family gatherings, epic builds, it's been the heart of the Roloff story. And Matt, he's always been the visionary, the guy with big ideas and even bigger plans. But over the years, Matt's relationship with the farm has been complicated. Back in May 2022, he shocked fans when he announced he was putting a huge chunk of the property up for sale. We're talking 16 acres, complete with the iconic Roloff family home where Amy raised the kids, the asking price, $4 million. Fans were divided. Some saw it as Matt cashing out, others as a fresh start. But then, in a twist, Matt pulled it off the market and turned it into a short-term rental instead. Classic Matt move, right? Always keeping us guessing. Now fast forward to 2025. Matt had been pouring his heart and soul into a new project, a custom-built house on the farm. This wasn't just any house. It was his dream home. Picture this, a modern, single-level design tailored to his needs as a little person, with wide open spaces, a sleek kitchen, and a porch overlooking the rolling hills of Oregon. He'd been working on it with his youngest son, Jacob, who'd returned to the farm life after years of stepping away from the spotlight. The two of them hammering nails, planning layouts, it was a father-son bonding moment straight out of a feel-good movie. Matt wasn't shy about his vision either. In interviews, he'd said this house was meant to be his forever home, a place where he could settle down with his fiancée, Caryn Chandler. They'd been together since 2017, and this house was supposed to be their sanctuary, a fresh start away from the chaos of family drama and TV cameras. The estimated cost to build it? Well, insiders pegged it at around $1.2 million, factoring in the custom features and prime farming location. It was a labor of love, a symbol of Matt's next chapter. But then, out of nowhere, the for sale sign went up. In early 2025, Matt listed this gorgeous new house for $1.5 million. Yep, you heard that right, $1.5 million. That's a tidy profit over what he put into it. But the move left everyone scratching their heads. Why would Matt sell his dream home just as it was finished? Was it a financial decision? A change of heart? The rumor mill started churning, and fans took to social media to speculate. One ex-post read, "Matt's selling the new house already? Something's up at Roloff Farms." Another said, $1.5 million is a steal for that property. Wish I could snag it. Whatever the reason, the sale marked the end of an era and the beginning of a much bigger story. To understand what happened next, we need to talk about Matt and Caryn. Their love story started back in 2017, a couple of years after Matt's divorce from Amy Roloff was finalized. Amy and Matt had been married for 27 years, and their split in 2016 was messy. Think property disputes, hurt feelings, and plenty of on-camera tension. Enter Caryn Chandler. She wasn't a stranger to the Roloff world. She'd worked as the farm manager for years, helping Matt run pumpkin season and keep the business humming. Over time, their professional relationship turned personal, and by 2017, they were officially a couple. For fans, Matt and Caryn were a breath of fresh air. She brought a lightness to his life, a partner who seemed to get his quirky, ambitious personality. They travel together, renovate projects on the farm, and share sweet moments on Instagram. In April 2023, Matt popped the question, and Caryn said yes. The engagement was a big deal. Matt even designed a custom ring for her, and they started planning a wedding for 2024. On the show, we saw them dreaming about their future, with Caryn gushing about how the new house would be their space to build a life together. But behind the scenes, cracks were forming. By mid-2025, whispers of trouble started surfacing. Matt was spending more time in Arizona, where he bought a vacation home years earlier, while Caryn stayed in Oregon. Family dynamics didn't help. Matt's kids, especially Zach, had a rocky history with Caryn. Zach and his wife Tori had clashed with Matt over the farm's future, and Caryn often got caught in the crossfire. Some fans speculated that she felt like an outsider in the Roloff clan, despite her long history with them. Then, in July 2025, the bombshell dropped. Matt and Caryn released a joint statement on Instagram. After much reflection, Caryn and I have decided to part ways and end our engagement. Life's a continued journey, and this is the right step for us at this time. We remain amicable and appreciate the memories we've shared. The post was polite, polished, and, honestly, pretty vague. No juicy details, no blame game, just a clean break. But the timing? Suspicious. It came just months after Matt listed the house they were supposed to share. Fans were floored. Matt and Caryn split. I thought they were in-game, one ex-user wrote. Another chimed in, first the house sale, now this, what's going on with Matt? Theories flew left and right. Some pointed to the farm drama. Matt's decision to sell parts of Roloff Farms had caused friction with his kids, and maybe Caryn didn't want to be in the middle anymore. Others wondered if Matt's Arizona escape signaled he was pulling away from Oregon, and Caryn, altogether. Whatever the truth, the separation was official, and it left a void in the little people, big world universe. Just when we thought the story couldn't get any crazier, it did. In late 2025, news broke that rocked the Roloff fandom to its core. Caryn Chandler had been arrested. Yes, you heard that right. Caryn, the soft-spoken, farm-managing fiancée of Matt Roloff, was suddenly tangled up in a legal mess. Details were scarce at first, but the headlines screamed drama. Caryn Chandler arrested in Oregon. Little people. Big world stars ex-fiancé in hot water. Fans flooded social media with questions. What happened? Was this tied to Matt? And how did it all go so wrong? Now let's piece this together. Caryn's no stranger to family legal troubles. Her son, Connor Chandler, made headlines back in January 2020 when he was arrested for harassment in Santa Barbara, California. Court records showed it was a messy situation involving an altercation with an ex-girlfriend, and Connor faced charges that kept him in the spotlight for a while. Caryn stayed quiet about it publicly, but sources said she was devastated, trying to support her son while keeping her own life on track. Fast forward to 2025, and it seems those old wounds might have reopened, only this time, Caryn was the one in handcuffs. Here's what we know, or at least, what the rumor mills churned up. According to insiders close to the family, Caryn's arrest happened in Oregon, not long after the separation went public. The charges? Unclear at first, but speculation points to something tied to her son's past troubles. Theory is that Caryn got caught up in a legal dispute related to Connor. Maybe she tried to intervene in a new case or got dragged into some financial fallout from his earlier issues. Another, juicier rumor suggests it was a standalone incident, possibly linked to tensions over the farm or even a house sale. Picture this. Caryn, stressed from the breakup and the upheaval in her life, gets into a heated confrontation. Maybe it's with a neighbor, a business associate, or someone tied to the Roloff world. Things escalate, police get called, and suddenly she's in the back of a squad car. No official police report's been released yet, at least not that we've seen. But posts from locals hint at a scene near Roloff Farms. One user wrote, "Saw cop cars by the farm last week. What's happening with Caryn?" Another said, "Heard she got arrested over some property dispute. Wild." The arrest was a gut punch to fans who'd seen Caryn as the calm, steady presence in Matt's chaotic life. She wasn't the type to make headlines like this, or so we thought. As the news spread, reactions poured in. Some defended her, saying, "Caryn's been through enough. Give her a break." Others were less forgiving. First the split, now this. She's unraveling. Without a statement from Caryn or her team, the story's still unfolding. But one thing's clear, this chapter of her life is far from the fairy tale she and Matt once envisioned. So how do these three bombshells, the house sale, the separation, and the arrest, fit together? Let's play detective for a minute. The house sale came first, in early 2025. Matt lists his $1.5 million dream home, the one he built for him and Caryn. That alone raised eyebrows. Why ditch a place you just finished? Then, a few months later, the separation hits. Matt and Caryn call it quits, citing a mutual decision but offering no real explanation. And finally, Caryn's arrest caps it off, throwing everything into chaos. Here's one possible timeline. Matt and Caryn start hitting rough patches in late 2024. Maybe it's the pressure of wedding planning, family drama, or Matt's growing attachment to Arizona. The house, once a symbol of their future, becomes a point of contention. Do they stay in Oregon or not? Matt decides to sell, signaling he's ready to move on, literally and figuratively. Caryn, blindsided or frustrated, agrees to the split but struggles to adjust. Then something, whether it's her son's troubles or a personal misstep, lands her in legal hot water, and the whole saga explodes. Or maybe it's simpler. Matt sells the house for financial reasons. The separation's been brewing for years, and Caryn's arrest is just bad timing. Either way, the fallout's been brutal. Matt's retreated to Arizona, posting cryptic Instagram updates about new beginnings, while Caryn's laying low, dealing with whatever's next. And Roloff Farms. It's still standing, but it feels like the heart of the family's been sold off, piece by piece. And that brings us to today. Matt Roloff's $1.5 million house sale, his split from Caryn Chandler, and her arrest have turned the little people, big world upside down. It's a story of ambition, love, and loss. A reminder that even reality TV stars can't escape real-life drama. As fans, we're left wondering, what's next for Matt? Will he keep chasing new projects, or finally settle down? And Caryn, will she bounce back from this, or step away from the spotlight for good? We'll be keeping our eyes peeled for updates, and you should too. Hit that like button if you're as stunned as we are. Drop a comment with your theories. More update. Why did Lil People, Big World star Matt Roloff and fiancée Caryn Chandler call it quits after a tumultuous 2-year engagement? Matt Roloff reveals who's currently in charge of Roloff Farm. And Caryn Chandler reveals where she stands with Matt Roloff's ex-wife Amy Roloff. I will explain everything. Why did Lil People, Big Worlds star Matt Roloff and fiancée Caryn Chandler call it quits after a tumultuous 2-year engagement? 8 years into their partnership, Lil People, Big World star Matt Roloff and his longtime companion, Caryn Chandler, have formally called it quits. The breakup occurs a little more than a year after the last season of the TLC show premiered in February 2024. They became friends after Chandler began working on Roloff Farms. Following 6 years of dating, their friendship finally blossomed into a romantic relationship in 2017, and in 2023, they became engaged with plans to tie the knot in 2024. The wedding, however, never happened. Unresolved family issues seem to have a negative impact on the couple's future together. and they kept delaying their plans. Roloff posted on Instagram on July 22nd to announce the breakup with Chandler. He placed emphasis on the fact that they still have a great deal of respect for one another and that the decision was taken amicably, thanking supporters for their ongoing support. He appreciated the many great memories they had shared. Although Matt Roloff did not elaborate on the reasons behind their decision to part ways, he concluded the message with a hopeful statement, stating that he was choosing to look ahead and go forward with positivity and trust. Nonetheless, there have been subliminal indications that the couple's relationship was not going well. Despite Roloff's portrayal of the split as a mutual choice, recent reports indicate that it was not. The U.S. Sun reported that a person close to the Roloff family disclosed that Chandler was the main one who made the decision to go. The breakup caught the family entirely off guard, they added. On the farm, Roloff and Chandler seemed content in the months before their split. Even more recently, in April, Matt Roloff shared pictures of them having a great time at a concert on Instagram. The abrupt breakup has left even those close to them struggling to understand how things went so wrong so fast. Perhaps the weight of the connection for years is part of the answer. Fans have conjectured that Chandler and Roloff started dating when Roloff was still married to Amy Merrick, as Chandler had been an employee at Roloff Farms for a long time before becoming Roloff's partner. In her memoir, A Little Me, Merrick herself claimed that Roloff and Chandler had a love relationship while they were married. Furthermore, the speed with which Roloff and Chandler's relationship was formally announced following the divorce only serves to confirm such suspicions. The criticism did not go away. Chandler was called a homewrecker, and their relationship continued to be the subject of constant investigation and conjecture. Perhaps that lingering tension eventually got to them. Roloff told Chandler that they were engaged and that they planned to have a modest yet tasteful Hawaiian wedding in 2024. But in order for Roloff to concentrate on taking care of his elderly mother, those intentions were promptly shelved. As time went on, the wedding continued to be postponed, and their plans remained nebulous. The pair had somewhat different ideas for the big day, as the season 25 conclusion of Little People, Big World revealed. While Roloff nonchalantly responded, maybe, indicating he was leaning toward a larger celebration with extended family and friends, Chandler stated she wanted a small, personal wedding. There were deeper disputes about the appropriate level of family involvement. Even from that little exchange, Chandler continued to struggle with Roloff's extended family as well. In addition to having 4 children with his ex-wife, Roloff is friendly with Marek and her new husband. This intimacy has frequently caused difficulty in his relationship with Chandler. Chandler said in an April 2024 edition of Little People, Big World, that she had put a lot of effort into establishing boundaries in second partnerships and that mixing families had not been simple. However, those limits were frequently put to the test. Roloff Farms, where he had wedded his ex-wife, was another location Matt Roloff planned to use for the wedding. Because she thought it was too anchored in the past, Chandler rejected the concept. Instead, than resurrecting old customs, she wished to establish new ones. The relationship might not have survived in the end due to the emotional burden of Roloff's family history. Matt Roloff of Little People, Big World is not hesitant to show his support for his supporters. New information about Roloff Farm is strewn across his most recent arguments. Little People, Big World actor Matt Roloff recently revealed who presently manages Roloff Farm in response to fan questions and comments. A significant cause of contention over the years has been the Roloff family's property. Matt and his fiancée Caryn Chandler were sitting down in a scene from Little People, Big World's current season 25 to talk about how Amy, not Caryn, or one of their kids, would inherit the land if Matt passed away. As Caryn admitted, she has no interest in doing things alone. A fan tells Matt Roloff, star of Little People, Big World, that he should let one of his sons keep the farm alive. Roloff then explains who is currently in charge of Roloff Farm. Matt recently posted on Instagram to announce that the Roloff Farm Big House is available for short-term rentals in the summer and fall of 2024. In the comments area of the Instagram post, Little People, Big World fans shared their thoughts. According to Allie Thompson, one of these fans, Matt should let one of his sons to keep the farm alive, as the money was not worth it. Matt acknowledged the Instagram user's comment and responded that Jacob Roloff is controlling the entire farm in a level that much surpasses any of the other kids' involvement. He appeared to be mocking his other children in the last part of that sentence, which drew some criticism. The actor from Little People, Big World faced criticism for evaluating your kid's worthiness, especially since his words were visible to all of his kids. The comments offended Matt, who ridiculed the Instagram user, claiming that many people are too blind or naive. Matt constantly answers his followers' comments on social media, regardless of the criticism he gets. Of course, he did more than simply respond to that one Instagram user in the comments section. According to Francis Martin, the house would be ideal for Matt's young children, thus Zach Roloff, his son, should inherit it. However, according to Roloff, the patriarch, that will not occur. Not only is Zach happy at Battleground, Washington, but it would be unfair to his family's other kids if he stayed in Oregon. However, Matt did not stop there. Cindila called him out for dividing the family over the property and harming his children. They urged Matt to admit your wrongdoing so that the family could begin to mend. The Instagram user, according to Matt, was not particularly tuned in and should take Molly and Jacob's feelings into account. When Annette secretly stated that Matt turned down an offer from two of his children to buy the house at fair market value, the Little People, Big World star remarked that was just not true and asked where they got the false information. For the star of Little People, Big World, the troubles at Roloff Farm never stop. Matt has indicated on his reality show that Amy will inherit the property after his death. The intention was to keep Matt and Amy's kids from fighting over the farm. The comments that Matt has been getting on Instagram suggest that he is under continual pressure to give it to one of his kids. Despite Matt's efforts to clarify who is currently running the farm and who will inherit it, the conflict will continue for a while. Caryn Chandler discusses her relationship with Amy Roloff, the ex-wife of Matt Roloff. Caryn Chandler, the actress from Little People, Big World, disclosed that she was seeing Amy Roloff, the former spouse of her fiancé Matt Roloff. On Tuesday, April 9, Caryn, 56, said in a confessional, "I have always thought Amy is amusing and I like her. And we kind of laugh at each other because we are about the same age and we both have occasional forgetfulness and possibly clumsiness. For heaven's sake, we both have the same hubby." Following Caryn's clarification that she and Matt, 62, are not yet married, she added that she and Amy, 61, have known the Roloff patriarch for forever. She then on, "Amy and I will always have Matt in common, no matter what. Anything, bad, nice, or whatever." Amy and Matt were married in 1987 and have 4 adult children: Jeremy, Zach, Molly, and Jacob. The former couple announced their divorce to the world in 2015. In 2017, Matt began dating Caryn. Amy fell in love with Chris Merrick in the interim, and the two were married in 2021. Caryn was all praise for Amy, although the Roloff family's mother had previously stated that she did not enjoy organizing a silent auction for the Dwarf Athletic Association of America with her ex-fiancé, despite the fact that she enjoyed working with him. "It is still a little hard for me to see Caryn," Amy said in a confessional. "Not that the circumstances surrounding Matt and me and everything that happened do not still affect me, because they will continue to do so until the day I die." Observers witnessed Matt, Caryn, Amy, and Chris, 61, meet 1 week before the fundraiser to discuss their preparations. During the planning stage, Matt and Caryn took the decision to make Amy the boss. He noted at the time that Caryn is very list-driven, constantly writing a list, while Amy is a little chaotic. "I think we know our lane and play a supporting role as a result," It is her fault. Everybody was doing their part to the event in the interim. Amy agreed. The mother of four added, "They may not have come up with a few more than I was hoped, but they are bringing in individuals," in reference to Matt and Caryn. And that is equally important. They are probably drawing far more people than we are, but we are bringing in more auction items as a result. To make this event possible, he is also getting a whole barn ready. Fans changed feelings about Matt Roloff and Chris Bromance. Upon viewing scenes from Little People, Big World, in which Amy Roloff's ex-husband helped arrange her wedding venue, Chris Marek and Matt Roloff grew close. The two men's growing bromance captured the attention of TLC viewers in 2021, so much so that they insisted on a spin-off featuring them. However, viewers seem to have had a complete change of heart regarding it. Critics weighed in after watching a preview of this week's show. Little People. Big World viewers noted following the wedding that Amy had been griping about Chris spending almost every season with Matt. Despite his enjoyment of spending time with Amy's new companion, the LPBW patriarch seemed uncertain about spending time with his ex. Amy is really unnerved by it, as TLC fans know. Furthermore, it would appear odd to constantly remove the women from their association. During the pumpkin season, Chris Marek was working on the farm. Additionally, shocking revelations suggest that Matt Roof wishes to leave the property to Amy after he passes away. That might have made some fans question the two men's friendship. Does Chris want the bromance to be a kind and mutually beneficial relationship? Perhaps such question incites fans to stab one another. Amy and her husband discussed how the Platform X teaser this week made her appear a bit more comfortable with the bromance. In typical Amy fashion, however, she expressed her lack of happiness by saying that she swallowed it. Chris jokingly claimed that his wife had choked it down. It appeared like Chris was the target of most of the comments. Do you think that TLC viewers find the prospect of a bromance between Matt Roloff and Chris Marek repulsive? Does Amy Roloff's spouse hanging out with her ex seem like a terrible thing in your opinion? What about the suggestion that Chris is merely interested in a piece of Matt's agricultural pie? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.